All right, well, good morning, everyone. I want to thank you all for coming down to Henry Demitz Park to celebrate this momentous occasion here in the city. We asked for great weather and we got great weather, so that's a bonus for the day. We've got a number of folks that have joined us to help make this event, this day, this occasion with the park here possible. So I want to first bring up someone from the Wisconsin Department of Natural Resources, Beth Norquist. Beth was instrumental, from my view, in financially helping assist make this possible. So Beth, do you want to come up and say a few words on behalf of the DNR and the state?
Thank you for inviting me to celebrate your opening here. This is one of my big projects that I've done in the city. We've done phase 1 and they've also come in for phase 2 and phase 3, and I would expect phase 4 will be coming in sometime soon. I know this is a great project. It's scored very well. We have what's called, when an application comes in, they go through a scoring system, and if they don't get scored, they don't get into the funding. It's scored really well. It has a lot of amenities with it. It'll be along the trail, along the river, and you're going to have great resources to enjoy the river and all the outdoor activities that are planned for this project. Another thing that is really important is connecting to the other cities. So, Portlanders and Huron and connecting this trail to all come together and be able to letting me come and say a few words.
So, Beth mentioned the scoring, and so Wisconsin Rapids, about 4 years ago now, put together the vision, and a number of the folks that participated in the vision are here, and they'll speak in just a minute. But this park was made possible, or the redevelopment and the reopening of this park is made possible through about $675,000 that the DNR contributed to make this happen. So we thank Beth and her folks and her team at DNR. Next year, we'll celebrate the reopening of Veterans and Mead Rapids View Parks, which Beth just talked about as phase 2 and phase 3 up north of the river from us here. But someone that the city selected through a call out of folks, we all live here. We all believe this is our best asset and we need to do more to promote the asset that we have in our community. But we brought in somebody from the outside to help us realize that vision and put together exactly what was built here today. And so I want to call up Demitz from Supermass Studios, who comes all the way from the East Coast today to help us celebrate this occasion. Demitz, do you want to come up and say a few words about what you saw, we all believe, what you saw in helping us put together formally the vision of this park?
Thank you. Well, thank you for your brief. My name is Demitz. I'm a landscape architect who's responsible for the original design of the park. My company, Supermass Studios, was based in New York City, so I flew in last night to CWA. I landed at 11:30. So I'm glad we're here on this most beautiful fall day. This is probably the most glorious time to open this park. When I first came for the site visit a couple of years ago, I always thought this Demitz Park area is the most beautiful area. So our goal was not doing much because it's already so beautiful. We wanted to have the people come down here, so we added a little bit of cuts here and there. Now here we are. You fill this park, and you are the one who complete this park in the most beautiful place. So I'm really glad we're doing this today. I want to thank Mayor Brewing, DNR, for making this possible. But most of all, I want to thank to the people of Wisconsin Rapids, because you're the ones who really did it. This is, I always saw Wisconsin Rapids as a small town with big dreams and big ambitions, the great community. And without the community, this would not have been possible. Just like any large public project, same everywhere, whether it's New York City, Wisconsin Rapids, South Korea, where I'm doing another project right now, large public projects are always controversial. There are always a lot of varying opinions, and I think that's actually a healthy part of the whole process. People have to say what they believe, but through that process, we all work together and make this possible. So you didn't have to believe in me, but you believed in yourself and you believed in your town. Most importantly, I think that's how this happened today. I was standing here. So thank you very much to everyone who make this possible, and I hope you really enjoy this park. Come out here every day if you can, and we look forward to the phase 2 of the Veterans Memorial Park and the Mid Refuge Park to complete the great vision of the country. Thank you very much.
Part 2 of the design team is MSA, Professional Services, so Dan's here with us today. We're working through on a weekly basis the trials and tribulations of what happens with these types of projects. So Dan has been a project lead for us here from MSA Professional Services. If you want to speak on behalf of MSA's work.
Well, thank you everyone for coming out today. This is my proudest moment, to be totally honest with you, is seeing this park filled with people. I'd like to thank first off the city for letting us be involved with this project and believing in us to carry this project to the finish line. Also, it's a team effort with Taewuk and the city. And I think that as a team, I wasn't the only person at MSA that worked on this. It was really a team effort, a group of engineers, a group of designers, the city giving their valuable input on what works, what doesn't work. There was a lot of details that went into this project, to say the least. From working with the DOT on getting a pathway underneath the bridge, to working with the DNR on what's acceptable along the shoreline. To working with the city on all the utility infrastructure that they have in this park. So really there was a lot of details, and the city trusted us to work out those details as the project went along. So big thank you to the city for that involvement. Like I said, enjoy the park. I'm proud to see everybody here, and I hope to see everybody as we continue up the riverfront making improvements along the river and opening that asset for continuity and in the future of Wisconsin Rapids. So thank you.
Thanks, Dan. It's been a pleasure working with these folks. I mean, as they mentioned, there's an incredible amount of technical details that go into these projects that many of us wouldn't understand walking into the park, but they've been able to navigate all the complexities and challenges, and so we thank them for their efforts. Much of this, as Taewuk mentioned, really came from resident vision and resident ideas. You know, we've long said, it's commonly said that Wisconsin Rapids needs to do more with its riverfront. It's underutilized, it's underappreciated, and we hope that you'll see this is one of the first of many ways that Wisconsin Rapids is addressing its desires and aspirations as it relates to the riverfront. And in that vein of resident involvement, we've got Ann Egge to come up speak to what actually, we had two folks that emailed me about the same time, actually within a week, and said, we'd like to do fitness stations somewhere along the riverfront, and or at least in a park. And we said, well, we've got this great project happening in Demitz, why don't we do them here? So Ann come up and speak to the residents that were involved in this project to make this happen. So Ann, thank you.
Thank you. I'm so happy to be here today, just to have the opportunity to share the joy and finally the opening of the Paul Egge Memorial Outdoor Fitness Park. It's really exciting to finally see the completion of it. I'll begin with shouting out thank you to my son John and his wife Christy, who had the vision. They're right over there. They had the vision to create something along the beautiful Wisconsin River. And my son always wanted to do fitness and get this fitness exercise thing going. So look at you guys kind of looking teary over there. So Christy makes me teary. It's a beautiful place for people to be active and be outdoors and be active. They also had help from very good friends, Stephen Hittner, Katrina Hittner, and Xana Hittner. So I want to thank them too. And the five of them, I guess, attended many meetings, council meetings, many plannings went together to finally put this in place and get the stations all ordered and set up and all that kind of thing. So it's really wonderful how they all work together. I want to thank the people that were really major contributors in the Newmark Design and Print. David and Linda Eggy Pedersen, the Bell Family Charitable Foundation, the Central Wisconsin Chapter 101 Vietnam Veterans of America, Wisconsin River Orthopedics, Aspires Riverview Hospital and Clinics, Family Natural Foods, John and Terry Eggy, Encourage Community Foundation, and many Eggy memorials. So I think the park has turned out just beautiful, and it's really fun for us as a family to come down here almost on a nightly basis, either by walking on our bikes and for the kids to play on outdoor equipment. It's amazing how much I see the park being utilized. There's almost always somebody down here. And it may be somebody just walking down with a sack lunch, a coffee, and just sitting reading a book. One evening was especially fun. I was down here watching my grandkids playing the balance beam, and there were two young men going to all the fitness stations, spending quite a bit of time watching their watches and going through the equipment. And one walked up to the other and said, "This is so cool, man." And I just laughed because that's exactly what we wanted to happen. People just use it and enjoy the equipment. And honestly, that was what would have made my husband so proud. He absolutely loved to play outside with his kids, and he would love to see other people being outside and using the equipment. We grew up, my kids grew up on Witter Street, and my husband worked over here at Riverview Hospital and Doctor's Clinic. But we spent an awful lot of time on the sidewalks from bridge to bridge, either biking or walking or rollerblading and using this corridor, and it's just meant so much to us. I'm not sure Paul would be as thrilled. He wasn't one that really called attention to himself, so you might think that sign over there is a little bit bigger than maybe he would have liked. But what it says is everything that he really believed in, and he planted many trees in his life. He spent a lot of time trying to improve the water quality of the Wisconsin River. He really was a person who liked to be involved in the community and share that with people and have fun with people in the community. He used to go up to the manor over there and just play music and sing with the kids. And that's just the kind of guy he was. It was wonderful. So he would be very pleased with this. He'd be very pleased to see all the activity that's taking place. Let's see, it's somebody else I did need to thank, because I'm not looking at my notes, which I should be doing. I do want to thank you, Mayor Ruling, for making this all happen. I know a big thank you goes out to Joe Terry, Adam Teagan, the Park and Rec Department, the Finance Department, the City of Wisconsin Rapids for building this park and honoring my husband. We're all so thankful.
I grew up going to hockey games and hearing Paul's music at the hockey games, so it's amazing to see. Obviously, thank Ann and everyone else that made the fitness station possible. Another individual that this park is named after, Henry Demitz Park. The city doesn't have any signage here because we're actually working through a project right now through new wayfinding and park signage. So come next spring and summer, watch for new signage throughout our trail system and our new parks, particularly this park and all the parks throughout the city. Henry Demitz actually was a park commissioner back in 1923. I just got his obituary this morning in my email, thanks to Phil Brown, our historian here in town, because yesterday was the anniversary of his death, 61 years ago. But Henry Demitz actually met his transcriptionist probably 5 years ago, and she told me everything that we were planning here in this park, everything that residents wanted, would be exactly what Henry Demitz wanted to see in our community. So it's kind of warms my heart, gives me goosebumps to think about somebody that had the vision. In fact, there was also, we did some research in our office and came across some debate that was happening. George Meade I was, and Henry Demitz and others were saying we need to manicure these spaces around our city because we've got so many spaces that need to be more beautiful. So it's amazing, even that many years later, almost 100 years later in our community, we're still debating ways to make our community more beautiful. So as much as time passes, things stay the same. But I also want to call out the Park and Rec Commission. Craig Roden's here, Mike Hittner, who used to be a Parks Commissioner here in the city, and others. Get a wave from folks that maybe have contributed to the Park Commission to make this happen. So the city had to match the DNR stewardship grant formally to bring the improvements here to the Demitz Park facility. We've got more work to do, despite you might think this is just perfect. We lack restroom facilities. I know the Spires River Hospital has graciously opened up their restroom facilities to park users, but in the future, where the Northward Pedal tent is, we've got restroom facility plans for that, and hope to bring those improvements to this park into the future. But bears remembering and I think repeating the fact that the Wisconsin River remains our most significant asset here in the community. And I always argue with my counterparts in Wausau and Stevens Point that the Wisconsin River section in this community is way more beautiful than Wausau and Stevens Point and the other communities, because we're doing something with it, right? We're finally recognizing it as an asset. It used to be much viewed as just a working river, right, from an industrial perspective, but far and away we're looking at the recreational possibilities that can be brought to the riverfront. And it's no small part to the residents that showed up and said in the various public meetings and the outreach that we did to make sure that these improvements continue to happen in our riverfront. So I want to thank you all for coming. Thank our partners that showed up today, Northward Pedal and Paddle, MSA. We've got Brings, who also donated the bike repair station. They've got a few bikes here that they want to demonstrate. So if you want to take a ride on a fat tire bike, as well as some fitness park station demonstrations. So if you want to try them, last night I was trying to do some pull-ups. Occasionally I'm not quite as strong to pull myself up on all those things, but if you want to give them a run, certainly do so. I want to thank you all again for attending. This, we believe, is the first of many stages to improve the park facility here in Wisconsin Rapids and everything into the future. So stay tuned next year as we see the Veterans Memorial Park and Mead Rapids View Park come to fruition. But it's been really incredible, and it's been a great honor for me and for all of us in the city to be a part of these improvements. The City Council, I see Scott Kellogg here. I don't know if many of those City Council members here. Scott represents this district and has been a passionate and ardent supporter of making sure that these things happen. With some former City Council members, Todd Fricky and others, that saw the vision and enumerated the money to make this happen. So thank you all for coming, and enjoy the park.
You need that. You need haircuts?
You don't want to be hitting, otherwise you're cut off. Yeah, I was gonna say you guys kind of want to
Squeeze in. All right, everybody in. Cheese rally. Yeah, right. Okay, you can stand right now by. She's giving us the count here. Okay, all right.
Hey, just don't do anything yet.
Don't blink.
Everybody freeze.
Yeah.
On the count of three, Zach. Ready? 1, 2, 3.
Yes, there it is.
Right.